Hollywood. The name itself conjures images of dazzling lights, red carpets, and larger-than-life personalities. It's a place synonymous with glamour, escapism, and the magic of cinema. But behind the glitz and glamour lies a history as captivating as any film. It's a story of innovation, ambition, and the relentless pursuit of capturing the human experience on film. Our journey begins at the turn of the 20th century, a time when the world was on the cusp of extraordinary change. Thomas Edison's kinetoscope, a marvel of early cinema, offered glimpses of moving pictures, sparking imaginations worldwide. Little did anyone know that this invention would plant the seeds for an industry that would captivate the globe. In a sunny, unassuming town called Hollywood, a new form of storytelling was about to unfold. This wasn't the Hollywood we know today, a global entertainment juggernaut. This was a humble beginning, a blank canvas upon which dreamers and visionaries would paint their cinematic masterpieces. What would draw these pioneers to this specific corner of California? The answer lies in the unique blend of factors that converged in this sun-drenched land. Cheap real estate, abundant sunshine for filming, and a safe distance from the watchful eyes of patent enforcers back east. These elements created the perfect breeding ground for a new art form to take root and flourish. Southern California, with its year-round sunshine, offered filmmakers an invaluable advantage. Unlike their counterparts on the East Coast, who battled unpredictable weather, these early filmmakers could rely on clear skies and optimal lighting for their productions. This natural advantage allowed for longer shooting schedules and greater flexibility, accelerating the development of filmmaking techniques. The abundance of diverse landscapes within a short distance from Hollywood further enriched the visual tapestry of early films. From the beaches of Santa Monica to the rugged canyons and deserts, filmmakers found a diverse palette of locations to bring their stories to life. Word of this cinematic haven spread quickly, attracting a wave of ambitious individuals and companies eager to stake their claim in this burgeoning industry. Among them were directors, actors, writers, and entrepreneurs, all drawn to the allure of Hollywood and the promise of a new form of entertainment. These pioneers brought with them a diverse range of skills, experiences, and cultural influences. They were risk-takers and visionaries, united by a shared passion for moving pictures and a belief in the transformative power of this new medium. As more and more people flocked to Hollywood, a vibrant community began to emerge, one that would forever change the landscape of entertainment.
The early years of Hollywood were marked by a spirit of collaboration and experimentation. Filmmakers, many of whom were self-taught, eagerly shared ideas and techniques, pushing the boundaries of what was possible in this new medium. Studios, often little more than converted storefronts or makeshift sound stages, sprung up across the burgeoning town.
These early studios, fueled by a combination of ambition and opportunism, would become the incubators of countless iconic films and legendary stars. Names like Paramount, Universal, and Warner Brothers, destined to become synonymous with Hollywood itself, emerged during this era. These studios, each with its unique style and approach to filmmaking, laid the foundation for what would become the studio system. This system would dominate Hollywood for decades, shaping the creation and consumption of films worldwide. The first 2 decades of the 20th century saw the meteoric rise of silent films. This new form of entertainment, initially dismissed by some as a passing fad, quickly captivated audiences worldwide. Free from the constraints of language, silent films transcended borders, becoming a truly universal form of storytelling. With only music and expressive title cards to guide them, viewers were drawn into the world of silent films, their imaginations ignited by the power of visual storytelling. Filmmakers, still in the early stages of developing their craft, experimented with innovative techniques to engage audiences. They discovered the power of close-ups, conveying a character's emotions with a depth and nuance that had never been seen before. Elaborate sets and costumes transported viewers to fantastical worlds, while groundbreaking special effects, though primitive by today's standards, added an element of magic and wonder to these early films. As the popularity of silent films soared, so too did the need for venues to showcase them. Nickelodeons, small, often makeshift theaters, popped up in cities and towns across America. For a nickel, audiences could escape into a world of flickering images and captivating stories. These Nickelodeons, often cramped and poorly ventilated, became the precursors to the grand movie palaces that would define Hollywood's golden age. The rise of silent films wasn't without its challenges. Patent disputes, particularly those surrounding the technology needed to produce and project films, led to fierce competition and legal battles among early filmmakers and studios. This struggle for control and dominance in the fledgling industry would shape the landscape of Hollywood for decades to come, leading to the formation of powerful studios and shaping the very foundation of the entertainment business. From the world of silent films emerged a constellation of stars whose on-screen charisma transcended the limitations of the era. These actors and actresses, with their expressive faces and captivating screen presence, became global icons, their images adorning posters, magazines, and merchandise around the world.
Among them was Charlie Chaplin, a comedic genius whose Little Tramp character, with his bowler hat, cane, and trademark mustache, brought laughter to millions. Chaplin's blend of slapstick and social commentary resonated with audiences worldwide, making him one of the first truly international movie stars.
Alongside Chaplin, a pantheon of silent film stars emerged, each leaving their indelible mark on the industry. There was Mary Pickford, known as America's sweetheart, whose charm and innocence captivated audiences. Douglas Fairbanks, the swashbuckling hero whose daring stunts and athleticism thrilled viewers. And Rudolph Valentino, the Latin lover whose smoldering good looks and romantic roles made him a heartthrob for millions.
These stars were more than just actors. They were cultural phenomena. Their lives and loves followed avidly by a public captivated by the magic of the movies.
The rise of these stars went hand in hand with the development of the studio system. Studios, recognizing the immense drawing power of these charismatic performers, signed them to exclusive contracts, carefully crafting their public images and controlling every aspect of their careers. This system, while providing stability and resources for both studios and stars, would eventually become a source of contention as actors sought greater creative control and independence. The arrival of sound in the late 1920s marked a pivotal moment in Hollywood's evolution, forever altering the landscape of filmmaking and ushering in a new era of cinematic storytelling. The transition from silent films to talkies was not without its challenges. Studios, initially hesitant to embrace this expensive and unproven technology, were soon forced to adapt as audiences flocked to theaters to experience the novelty of hearing actors speak on screen. This technological revolution, while met with excitement by some, also brought about anxieties and uncertainties. The first feature-length film with synchronized dialogue, The Jazz Singer, 1927, starring Al Jolson, took the world by storm. Audiences were mesmerized by the ability to hear actors' voices, songs, and sound effects, adding a new dimension of realism and emotional depth to the cinematic experience. The success of The Jazz Singer triggered a seismic shift in the industry, with studios scrambling to convert to sound and actors facing the daunting task of adapting to this new medium. The transition to sound was not without its casualties. Some silent film stars, whose voices were deemed unsuitable for the talking picture, saw their careers falter. Others struggled to adapt their acting styles to the demands of spoken dialogue. The advent of sound also brought about significant changes in filmmaking techniques. Cameras, once bulky and immobile to minimize noise, became more sophisticated, allowing for greater fluidity and movement. Microphones were strategically placed on sets to capture dialogue, revolutionizing the way films were shot and edited. The 1930s ushered in Hollywood's golden age, marked by artistic innovation and technical mastery. The Great Depression fueled the film industry's growth, offering affordable escape from daily hardships. Millions flocked to theaters each week for solace and entertainment.
Studios invested heavily in talent and technology, creating a unique cinematic landscape.
The studio system reached its zenith, with studios like MGM and Warner Brothers controlling the filmmaking process. This system produced classic films that captivate audiences today.
The Golden Age saw unparalleled genre diversity. Musicals, with stars like Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers, transported audiences to glamorous worlds. Screwball comedies offered lighthearted escape from depression realities.
Hollywood also tackled social issues reflecting the complexities of its time. Hollywood during its golden age became known as a dream factory, churning out films that transported audiences to exotic locales, introduced them to glamorous stars, and offered a glimpse into a world of luxury and adventure. Studio backlots transformed into bustling city streets or exotic foreign lands. Costume designers created dazzling outfits that shimmered under the studio lights. Set designers erected elaborate structures that rivaled real-life palaces and cathedrals. Special effects created awe-inspiring moments on screen. From King Kong to Ben-Hur, filmmakers pushed technical boundaries. Composers like Max Steiner and Erich Wolfgang Korngold created unforgettable scores. Their music added depth and resonance to the cinematic experience. Central to the allure of Hollywood's golden age were the stars themselves. Elevated to the status of gods and goddesses, actors became larger-than-life figures. Their images adorned movie posters, magazine covers, and cigarette cards. The studio system crafted and maintained their personas.
Publicity departments generated buzz, staged premieres, and ensured stars were seen at the right events. Stars were expected to live up to their on-screen images.
Iconic pairings like Humphrey Bogart and Lauren Bacall fueled public fascination with Hollywood glamour. The studio system provided financial security and creative opportunities. These stars became synonymous with the golden age, captivating generations of moviegoers. World War II profoundly impacted Hollywood, with many stars like Jimmy Stewart enlisting, and studios producing patriotic films to boost morale. Films like Casablanca and Mrs. Miniver captured the spirit of the times, while animation studios created propaganda cartoons. The rise of television in the 1950s challenged Hollywood, leading to declining theater attendance and financial pressures. The 1948 Paramount Consent Decree forced studios to divest their theater chains, giving independent filmmakers greater market access. The 1960s saw a new generation of filmmakers who embraced realism and complex themes, challenging Hollywood conventions. Films like Bonnie and Clyde and The Graduate resonated with younger audiences, reflecting their experiences and anxieties. The 1970s brought auteur directors like Coppola and Scorsese, who redefined American cinema with personal and artistic films. Independent films like Annie Hall and One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest demonstrated that compelling stories could triumph over spectacle. The 1980s introduced the summer blockbuster, reshaping Hollywood's economic model with high-concept films like Raiders of the Lost Ark. The rise of home video further cemented the dominance of these event movies, emphasizing action and special effects. The digital revolution of the late 20th century transformed filmmaking with CGI, digital cameras, and sophisticated editing software. Streaming services like Netflix challenged traditional theatrical distribution, forcing Hollywood to adapt rapidly. Globalization and diversity reshaped Hollywood, with films like Do the Right Thing and Parasite reflecting a broader range of experiences. Initiatives for greater inclusivity behind the camera promised a richer and more dynamic cinematic landscape. From the flickering images of the kinetoscope to the immersive worlds of streaming services, Hollywood's journey has been one of constant evolution. It's a story of technological innovation, artistic ambition, and a relentless pursuit of capturing the human experience on film. Today, Hollywood stands as a global entertainment juggernaut, its films and television shows consumed by billions worldwide. Grappling with the ever-changing landscape of technology, culture, and audience expectations, Hollywood's ability to adapt, innovate, and captivate audiences will determine its continued relevance. The magic that happens when the lights dim and the projector flickers to life will forever be the heart and soul of Hollywood.